Welcome, everybody. I have two themes to my presentation this evening, and the first theme is that it is absolutely imperative that no matter what is going on in your life, that you make your health a top priority, that it is imperative. And the second theme is that even taking baby steps now can have a tremendous impact on how you feel physically day to day. And with that, going to move ahead. So, do you really need to be concerned about being on top of your health at your age? I mean, you're young. Do you really have to? Yes. So I want you to know that heart disease and other ails and ills begin actually in childhood for many of us, and certainly by adolescence. There are many signs of unfortunately, heart disease. I note a study here, and it is men, so it's not exactly transferable. However, there is a tremendous amount of literature to document the same for women. I thought this was just very, very interesting that 300 men in this particular study, average age of 22 years old with no previous diagnosis of a heart disease, it was discovered that 77.3% had gross, meaning large, evidence of heart disease. The men were in top condition. They were young. They were vibrant. And what the essence of the study spoke to was the quality of their diet. So they could be in excellent shape. They can be at a normal weight. But the quality of their intake made all the difference in the world as far as their degree of heart disease and how young that really began. 1 of every 20 people under the age of 40 has heart disease. That's frightening. So 40,000 young women are hospitalized every year for heart disease. And you may have the signs of heart disease, hopefully not, but you may now, if you're overweight, obese, have high blood pressure, high blood glucose, have a strong family history. So truly take note and take it very, very seriously. It's really my message to you. So juggling so many responsibilities, that's what we're doing in our lives every single day. And taking care of us, as was just noted, falls away. We become secondary. But I want you to know, and I want you to think of it this way, self-care is not being selfish. It is imperative. You must be number one. So if you do not take care of you now, not only do you suffer, but you're also not modeling healthy behaviors for your loved ones, for people in your life. So, and if you don't take care of you first, you can't possibly be your personal best for those people around you, whether it's work, family, whatever responsibilities you have. You can't possibly be at the top of your game. Okay, so what can you do? What you can do is you can always, believe it or not, prepare to take food with you all the time. Sounds a little nutty, maybe a little compulsive, but it works. It really works. So you're not going to be at the mercy of grabbing whatever there is out there. And many times, as you know, we have the best of intentions, but if we're just grabbing or hoping for the best, it doesn't happen. And we end up not grabbing the best, and it's not available to us. So wake up a few minutes earlier. It'll make the difference, really, between feeling in control of your food choices and not feeling in control of your food choices, which really it permeates really every area of our day if you experience it like I do. Be sure to shop once a week. It sounds like a simple thing, and we have the best of intentions to do that. Sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't, but even that makes a tremendous difference. If you have it on hand, it's going to happen. If you don't, it won't. So having convenient, healthy snacks on hand is so, so important. Take advantage of the shortcuts out there. There's a lot of great things we can do. There's the bagged salads, and I have several examples up here. The chopped prepared fruit salad, sliced turkey breast, low-fat cheeses, rotisserie chickens. There are very healthy foods that you actually can get now. So maybe you're doing some of that and continue to. It really can make all the difference in the world. This is a fairly new area. Many of us have probably experienced this, but I wanted to bring it to your attention because I think it's so, so important. And it's finally coming out in the literature that it holds even more importance than I even realized over the last couple of years. But the more I speak to women about this, and the more women make these changes, they will attest to the fact that they feel entirely different. Their energy level is different. Okay, so let's look at this for a moment. Did you know that these will drain you of energy. Too many fats in your diet, too many sugars, too much white bread, white pasta, white rice, white doughy stuff, refined cereals, sugary stuff, all the stuff that tastes good, eating carbs primarily as a meal, your bagels and all of that thing. Bagels and pasta. We know it's not the most nutrient-dense food, but did you also know that it would truly drain you of energy, that it's really compromising you day to day? And did you also know that these following will drive your cravings like crazy? Okay, sugars, the white starches just noted, artificial sweeteners of all kinds, believe it or not. I don't know if you have experience with that, but many people will get rid of the sugars, but then they're going to go to the diet sodas and the diet iced teas, and they're really just kind of switching, I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it, one poison for another, and I really do feel that strongly about it. And people say to me, well, what about the natural sweeteners? What about Truvia and Stevia and all of those funky new things that are in Trader Joe's and Whole Foods and all of that? Well, guess what? They're really no better because what they are is concentrated sugars and sweets. And what we've done is we've developed a palate that is used to these artificial sweeteners, which are thousands of times sweeter than even a packet of sugar, which is amazing. So I want you to really be aware that if you have these beverages in your life, or if you have packaged foods that have a lot of this in your life, and you're experiencing lots of cravings and mood swings, that it really this could have a little bit of an impact, and could even have more of an impact for some of us. So just be aware of that. So when people say to me, so what should I have? Water, seltzer, and splashes of lemon, and they look at me like, that is so boring, but anyway. And if not now, when? So anyway, I want you to know that although you can't make perhaps sweeping changes in your life, you don't need to. If you even take small steps, they make a huge, huge difference in your energy and your health. Are you the kind of person that waits until the timing is perfect? Or you have a big block of time? Okay, now I can exercise. Now I can revamp my diet. Well, guess what? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't happen. So you should know that you don't have to be perfect with it to eat perfectly. First of all, none of us eat perfectly. But you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to wait for Monday. You don't have to have a huge block of time. It's not going to happen. Don't wait for it. Okay? The time is now. Okay, so this has really saved me. I work very long hours, like probably many of you. And this has really made a huge difference in my ability to go home in the evening and, just like many of you, don't feel like cooking a meal. What do? I'll take one time during the week, maybe a 2 or 3 hour block of time, even less sometimes, and do what I call batch cook. Even 2 hours a week, believe it or not, hour and a half a week can make all the difference in the world. You can do a tray of chicken, a pot of turkey meatballs, you can do any of these, a big pot of soup, and I draw on that all week long, and it's amazing. So it's fresh, healthy food, you can draw on it, you can put a meal together in 10 minutes. If you take that hour and a half, it's just incredible. And truly, then you're not at the mercy of all the processed and the packaged and the over-salted and the over-sugared. So anyway, truly consider it. It may not work out every week, but it could really have a tremendous impact even most of the time. I like to look at this actually as a most of the time way of living. We can't possibly do this 100%, but even that will keep us feeling energetic and healthy most of the time if you can. So here's a lot of ideas. Perhaps some of these would be helpful for you to do. I know they have been for me. Okay, what about living with other people? So we live with other people, many of us, and if you know, like I do, that having potato chips in the house is a major trigger, and when somebody brings it in, I say, why did you do that? Because I could go through the whole thing in 1 second. Anyway, so important to look at what is a trigger for you, because it really is, instead of also looking at, well, I know I can have the willpower this time. Why set yourself up like that? Look at your home environment, look at your food environment, and determine, what really works for you. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Keep it out of your house. So look at what is a trigger food. What's going to support me? How can I embellish my environment so that I'm supported? And if you do live with other people, have it be a negotiation. It has to be a win-win, okay? So Keeping some low-fat, low-calorie treats on hand, there's no problem with that, unless, of course, it's a trigger. And don't deprive. When you feel deprived, that's the beginning of the end, I think. Okay, setting boundaries. Setting boundaries with ourselves, I think, is very, very important. So even if you do have a treat around, you might say to yourself, you know, at night I'm going to enjoy a little something or other, but otherwise I'm going to be very careful about my diet. You know, be a little bit strict with yourself in that way, and that pays off also. It's kind of a nice balance. Avoiding sugary drinks and all artificial sweeteners to minimize those cravings again, as I mentioned before, is a really, really important thing to do. And having some strategies up your sleeve to avoid eating for reasons other than hunger. If you're not eating because you're hungry, you're overeating. So just know that. Strategies, there's many, many out there. And really, I want you to see this, and I think I have it in another slide coming up. I want you to see this as building new skills, that I'm taking on and trying to do one new thing, and I'm going to practice. How many of us think of our relationship with food in terms of practicing new skills? But I think it's a very important way to look at it, because then you don't feel that you are depriving or dieting, or it's a pass-fail kind of a thing, a success-failure, but you're really just improving the foundation of what you do to live a healthier, more balanced life. Okay, so what do you need? You need at least 5 servings of fruits and veggies a day. How do I get that? My gosh, it seems overwhelming, but it's really not. 1 banana is 2 servings of fruit. Anyway, we can get it in very, very easily, and perhaps later we can talk about that in more detail if you wish. 3 to 4 servings of calcium-containing foods to be sure that we're getting the calcium that we need. Very, very important. Or certainly having it in terms of a calcium supplement if you can't get that through food. 6 to 7 ounces of protein a day. I think many of us may overdo it on protein. Protein has been overrated. We have to get our basic minimal amount. But I think that especially with supersizing, which still, even with all the hype out there that it is so unhealthy for us, there's still plenty of supersizing out there. So be careful. Even with healthy foods such as fish or salmon, if it's too large, we're overdoing it, and it could have implications. Whole grains. Try to, again, stay away from the whites. Go for the whole grains. Heart-healthy fats. Fats in small to moderate amounts will not make you fat. It's when we have too many fats. And be sure that the fats that you get primarily are the heart-healthy ones, again, the nuts, nut butters, oils, avocado. Those are where you're getting your omega-3 fatty acids, which is, and the reason for that being an important part of what we get is that our body doesn't manufacture that. So you need to take that in through food every day in a small amount in one of those forms. Okay, more key nutrients that you need for your age. Folate, a B vitamin. It reduces the risk of heart disease, supports healthy pregnancies, and it's important in generating new cells. These are some of the sources of folate, as well as, of course, a multivitamin. Iron, energy, mental sharpness. These are, again, some sources: lean beef, fortified cereals, soybean, pumpkins, poultry. Calcium, we've spoken about. Did you know? We all know that calcium is important for bones and teeth and all of that. But weight loss? Did you know about the association of calcium and weight loss? Very, very important. And also, it's not in my slides, but sleep also, and weight loss, by the way. I'm not talking about sleep tonight, but sleep, getting adequate sleep is very important in maintaining a healthy weight. So you should just know that as well. Phytonutrients and antioxidants, very, very important. Lots of fruits and vegetables, and kind of a volume way of eating with fruits and vegetables. High water content foods that are primarily fruits and vegetables will help you to feel sated, keep your weight down, and provide you with all of these nutrients. And if you like my little smiley faces there, it slows aging, helps prevent disease, especially the brightly colored fruits and vegetables, the deeply colored ones. Red wine, yay. Dark chocolate, yay. Caffeine, my personal favorite. Don't take my Starbucks away. So anyway, and so to end, staying healthy is your choice no matter what is going on in your life, no matter what. We all have time crunches. We all have excuses. But no matter what, we can do it. So choose to live as energetic a life as possible. If comfort, stress, or emotional eating has you hooked, there are strategies. There is help that you can get. So with support and powerful strategies, you can overcome it. I see this again as building new skills and just practicing new strategies, thinking about it in a different way, restructuring some of the behaviors, some of the things that you already do, and you can overcome it. So this, again, is about building new skills to lay a foundation of good health. It's not about dieting and depriving, striving for a balanced life, taking on one new healthy habit to practice at a time, and that's how you build new skills. And I implore you, stay healthy. Okay, thank you.